Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. We got the wind blowing, massaging our face. We're out here in the heart of nature, baby. How to stop feeling alone? How to stop loneliness in your 20s? That's a question that came in from the Snapchat. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Have you ever been alone? Have you? Have you ever felt like nobody's around? And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? Now, I'm going to share with you what helped me along my journey. And this is not just if you're in your 20s, okay? Because we have people who are in their teens, in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s, yeah? We got all kinds of people diving deep of all ages and all shades and tones, baby. So, yeah, that's a great question, by the way, because a lot of people are alone on their journey. They feel everybody has abandoned them. I'm going to share with you what helped me along my journey. Now, it starts with this. There are secrets that professional alone people won't tell you. We'll go through them. But let me just say that you are never alone. The universe always sends someone. Slow motion this side. Never alone. A lot of people say, I don't fit in. Well, if you don't fit into this world, maybe it's because you're here to create a new one. I didn't know that, though. So even when I was studying, I was like reading other books about the third eye and stuff, and I felt really alone because everybody was just so left-brained. And I'm talking about different galaxies and stuff. Okay? Now, this is what I found out being a professional alone person. The first secret is that it's okay to be alone. Oh my gosh, thank goodness for that. Say it again, Ralph. It's okay to be alone. I get over 1,000 messages every single day. And a lot of people write to me saying, Ralph, I just can't seem to find anybody I can get on with. So I'm alone. And I don't like it. It's okay to be alone. The reason why a lot of people experience a lot of loneliness is because they are in resistance to being alone. And that was me. Actually, I got a story. When I was young, my mom was actually very worried because she would find me playing by myself and I would be smiling, right? So I've always been used to being alone and being okay with it, right? It's okay to be alone. Because have you ever been around somebody and you never ever see them alone? They've always got like a bunch of friends with them. They can't put down their phone for like 2 seconds. And yeah, I get it. Because being alone is frightening for the majority of the human race. Because being alone means, yeah, you got to be with yourself. You got to go within. A lot of stuff is going to come out. That's why a lot of us, we want to always be with friends. But if you continue just to follow the crowd, you will only go as far as the crowd. Slow motion this side. Right? You don't want to follow the crowd at all. So realize that stop being in resistance to being alone. Okay? And let's talk about the second secret alone people won't tell you. If you are going through that lonely phase right now, don't worry about it. Even the cat down the road is saying, don't worry about it. It's a privilege. Can you stand up and say, I am so thankful I am a loner? Have you seen what's been going on with the human race lately? Be proud of yourself. It's a privilege. Now, this actually came to me like, wow, I'm sitting in nature all alone. This is a privilege. Because for a long time, I was just trying to fit in. And it wasn't happening. You see, most people would rather just be around somebody, even if they can't connect with them, just to say, I'm not alone, but how do you feel? You see, there is a difference between being lonely and being alone. Let me explain. Being alone is where you reconnect back to the whole, the truth of who you are, your authenticity. And you need to be alone to do that. Being lonely is where you are separate from your whole. So being alone is a privilege because for the first time, you can actually get to know yourself a little bit more. Like, what do you like? What's your life like? Okay. And I've seen it time and time again on my journey that it's been the greatest gift because not only are you cleansing yourself of all of that toxic energy that most people have to go through day to day when you go through the city, right? That grimy energy. Being alone, you get more clarity. You're in a more meditative state. You look better. You're calmer. You get to appreciate yourself a lot more. Or you don't want to do that? Well, that's why, right? Realize you can see it as a curse or a privilege. I choose the latter. It's a privilege every single day. Now, the third secret professional alone people won't tell you is this. 7-Day Vegan Challenge blowing up crazy right now on the Snapchat. You are going to be like the expert nutritionist. When I first started over 11 years ago, 12 years ago, right, on my vegan journey, back in 2005, it was hard because there were a lot of people around me, my friends at the time, who they weren't even eating a plant-based diet. Like they just wanted to eat beef, chicken all the time, and we would go out to eat, and I was like the only one ordering like, what do you have on the menu? I'll just have some water. Does that happen to you right now? I'll just have some water, right? Because the menu just looks terrible. Just keep it water right now. Then I'll go into Whole Foods later, right? We go to the farmer's market. Go to the farmer's market later, okay? So check this out. Now, a lot of old friends, they ring my phone and say, Ralph, gosh, I see you've become famous, right? I see you like doing this 7-Day Vegan Challenge and now I've become a vegan. But Ralph, what's like the best source of protein for you? And I'm like, oh, spirulina. Definitely the best source of protein. Chia seeds. And they're like, oh, really, Ralph? Thanks so much. Then I'm like, wait a minute. Do you remember back in 2005 when you were like, Ralph, you're going to lose weight. This and this is going to happen to you. Now, these are the same people asking me for diet advice. So if you are doing the 7-Day Vegan Challenge and you might feel alone, you might feel like, gosh, nobody's around me that's doing the same thing. Don't worry about it because in years to come, these same people will be begging you for diet advice because they're going to see you glowing. They call it the vegan glow. And they're going to be like, how did you do that? How, right? Crazy. You will have the vegan glow, baby, right? So you might be alone now, but not later because trust me, great things will come. Now, many times you ask how to stop loneliness. And what's helped me along my journey is to realize this. You see, when people say, I am alone, I'm so lonely. I used to say that because back at university, I was very lonely. I was actually like listening to a lot of bossa nova music, like dreaming to get somewhere else. Like I had to go somewhere else, right? Because I just was so fed up of just studying all the time. What came to me? Ideas started to come to me when I went into nature more. In fact, if I wasn't in nature, there would be no infinite waters. Oh no! Don't think of that, right? What happened? One day, actually, after I finished, I went into the garden and said, I just want to start talking and sharing my experience. Now, my neighbors were looking at me like, what are you doing? My mom was looking from the window like, huh? You're just talking in front of a camera, right? And I was alone. And geniuses are often alone. Pioneers are often alone. Why? Because they are doing what has never been done before. Slow motion this side. Great inventors are often alone. Prophets, spiritual masters are often alone. That's why if we go back to ancient wisdom, ancient Kemet, Egypt, right, Sumer, the great sages of that time had to go into the wilderness. You often see them all by themselves. Look at Buddha, for example. How do you see Buddha? All by himself. Meaning he is getting to know himself, but in essence, how many people has he helped? Millions. How many people has Infinite Waters, this channel, helped? Millions. Right? Pioneers. Millions. But just one person, one candle, whoops, it's just gone out. Light it again. One candle can light millions. So you might say, oh, I'm alone, it's terrible. But wait a minute, in the end, you will be the one who will inspire millions. And then you will realize that you've got so many people to your aid. You've got support all around you. Like if I was to say right now, I need somewhere to stay in Germany, there's going to be somewhere for me. If I say somewhere in Hawaii, there's going to be somewhere for me. Somewhere in Peru, going to be somewhere for me. Because Infinite Waters connects with millions and millions of people. Now, number 5, it's never too late to phone a friend. What? Say it again. It's never too late to phone a friend. We have this program, a subconscious program, which infiltrates our mind, which is, I must be independent. I had it. Don't worry about it. I was like, okay, I'm going to study, get a job, get my own place. I'm so independent. I don't need anybody. Wait a minute. It's getting kind of lonely right now. Yeah. You see what that mindset does? You can never be alone. Separation is the greatest illusion ever created from the ego. Everything is connected. And that's why a lot of people are having a lot of synchronicity right now. Seeing numbers, 222, 1111, that's showing you the interconnectedness between everything around you, what we call the field. It's never too late to phone a friend. I'm the kind of person, I've never loved to ask for help. Why? Because I'm a Pisces. If you are a Pisces, you know what I'm talking about. Like, we are the people who everybody comes to help. You know, they come to us for help. They ask us stuff. They tell us all their problems. And then we're like, okay. But who does a Pisces go to, right? Another Pisces. Look, ask for help. There is no shame. This is what I've learned over time in asking for help, in calling a friend saying, look, I need someone to hug right now. Can we do that? Definitely. That's right. You see, it's great to be alone. It's even better to be with your reflection. Slow motion this side. Double slow motion. It's better to be with your reflection. It is better to be with your reflection. So I've talked about twin flames, soulmates, because a lot of people have a lot of relationship problems. Once again, they're in a relationship, but they feel alone, right? Sometimes you're in a crowd, but you feel alone. Because once again, you aren't in union with your true reflection. So it doesn't matter if you've got a lot of people around you if there's nobody you can relate to. That's another one for the quotes, right? It doesn't matter if you've got a lot of people around you if there is nobody you can relate to. It's never too late to phone a friend. Call someone that you resonate with. Reach out to them, because in that reaching out, you might just find your future partner. You never know, always worth a shot. Number 6. Now, how to stop loneliness. I remember there was a time when I did really feel like an alien. And I still am an alien, actually. And I do feel like an alien. But what helped me along my journey was to realize this. You see, We learn through contrast. Okay? You need to be alone to really appreciate company. If you are someone who is you're always around your friends and stuff, like if someone just says, go and sit by yourself for 5 minutes, you get like a heart attack, you get like a panic attack, you get like an anxiety attack, right? Or you're just like, I don't know what to do, right? Contrast. That is the great gift of being alone. So if you are afraid of being alone, realize that you're going to have to be alone. Okay? You're going to have to be alone to experience the full contrast here on planet Earth. This is a training world. This is a university, right? Universe, right? It's a school, Earth school. Everyone is enrolling in different classes. What are you doing right now? Right? Contrast. We learn through contrast. That's how we discover ourselves. Okay? Number 7 is that you begin to see people's true colors. Sometimes when let's just say you might have lost your job, you're all alone, you ain't got money for the rent, or maybe like you get to really see people's true colors. It happened to me along my journey. When I was starting to talk about indigos and all kinds of stuff like that, like a lot of friends just disappeared. Like, I'm like, where'd you go? But once again, new friends came into the picture. Okay? And yes, you start to see people's true colors when you are alone, when you embrace being alone. You will find the right people. But if you're always just trying to hang on to a crowd, the in-group, trying to be popular, you don't know if they like you or they just want to be around you because they also don't want to be alone. But when you are alone, great things happen. Okay? Let's talk about number 8. You can actually be with yourself. For the first time, you can be with yourself. Right? If I was to leave you for 5 minutes by yourself, what would happen? Oh my God. Or maybe you're like, oh, cool. Right? Yeah. For me, I realized that when I'm alone, I'm learning so much about myself. Like more about myself than when I'm with people. Okay? Because when you're by yourself, you can be with yourself. And that's what's missing on the planet. As soon as we wake up, we can't rush to go to work, to be surrounded by all kinds of energies. And that's why most people don't know themselves, right? The people who know themselves, you often see them going on spiritual pilgrimages, right? They've taken time to be with themselves. So therefore, the fear they have is very small, if any, right? Insecurities they have are very small. They still have them, but they're a lot lower because they are accepting themselves because they can actually be with themselves. So to stop loneliness, you got to learn how to embrace who you are and be with yourself. Okay? And number 9, what helped me along my journey was to realize I can actually play around right now. I can actually see what I'm capable of. I can actually explore my full potential when I'm alone because I don't have someone saying, oh, this is wrong. That's right. Don't do it like this. Do it like that. Right? Always under the wing of someone else. No. When you're alone, you can make as many mistakes as you want and nobody's there to see you. How cool is that? Right? You can really explore and unlock the junk DNA, that dormant DNA which nobody knows what it does, right? So I realized when I was alone, I was coming up with so many ideas once again. And for the first time, I was actually activating the X in me, right? The superpowers. And great things came out of it. Okay, so when you might say, oh my gosh, being alone is so terrible, just realize that in essence is the gateway to helping you activate your full potential, moving you in that direction. Okay? And number 10, the 10th secret alone people won't tell you, how to stop loneliness, is that there are cycles. seasons, okay? And you got to be patient. Most times, the problem on the planet is because we don't want to be patient. And I don't want to be patient either. I got a lot of stuff to do. But you see, being alone is one of the greatest ways to learn how to be patient. Be patient with yourself. To say, okay, I'm not there yet, but it's coming. Okay? It slows you down. Your stress levels decrease. You're healthier now. You're happier now. You're doing greater things right now. Right? And it's only because, once again, you are learning how to be patient, how to be still, how to embrace the power of this beautiful moment. Right? And that can only come by, once again, when you are accepting being alone as a gift and realizing, in truth, you are never alone, because there's always a cat down the road around you, and there are always your reflections around you. You just got to open your eyes and say, "Feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello?" We're out here just having fun. Have a beautiful day. Woo! Getting high. Infinite waters. Diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy. Peace. You!